Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Don't worry about those noises I just made. That was my soul trying to escape through my fucking throat. I found an interesting video on TikTok that I wanted to show off here in the stream.
Spider-Man, do they even have one?
No.
I feel like there's a DC equivalent for every Marvel hero except Spider-Man.
I don't think so.
Name a Marvel hero, I'll give you a DC equivalent.
Thor.
Chat, help me out here.
It's Thor! It's Thor! Who's the DC equivalent of Thor? Thor! Thor's in DC Comics! There's a Thor in DC Comics! The God of Thunder? He's in DC Comics! So, the Marvel version of Thor, they see him as a hero. The Thor in DC Comics is more accurate to the Norse mythology Thor. So So it's not the exact same Thor. So who's the DC comic of Thor? It's Thor! Thor's the DC version of Thor! They have their own! They got one! I hate when like Marvel fans try to bash on DC and they're just like, oh, DC, did you know they did? And they have like no fucking clue because they don't actually read the comics. They don't actually watch the movies. They just take assumptions from what they hear other people talk about and then they just fucking cram it down your throat of like, oh, did you know that Marvel and DC have similar characters? DC steals from Marvel. Marvel steals from other people too. Don't tell me they don't, because they do. They fucking do. Marvel steals all the time. Except for Spider-Man. Spider-Man's kind of original. That one's kind of, okay. No, we can't say that about Spider-Man. Spider-Man is his own. Stop. You can't. The fact that I'm going to do a deep search on right now. In Texas, is legal to kill Bigfoot if you ever find it. I'm going to search that up right now. Alright, so that's right. According to an official with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission. So this isn't... So it's not like just some random person was just like, oh, I think we should start hunting for Bigfoot. This is from their Parks Wildlife Commission. This is from their Parks Wildlife Commission saying this. That's right. According to an official with the Texas Park and Wildlife Commission, Bigfoot isn't listed as an endangered species. So you're free to kill as many as you want. That's a direct quote. That's a fucking direct quote from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission. Since Bigfoot isn't listed as an endangered species, you're free to kill as many as you want if you can find one. Motherfucker, if you can't find them, that means they're endangered. If there's a plethora of something, then you can find it, which means you have to have a limit to how many you can kill. But if you can't find a fucking thing, that means there's not a lot of that said thing. That means there's not a whole lot of them. Fish and wildlife again? So, fuck, dude. That means in Texas, there's genuine people out there looking for Bigfoot to kill it. Because in Texas, they have not deemed Bigfoot as endangered. Probably because it doesn't fucking exist. Probably because it's not real. I don't know about you, but I don't think you're gonna find one. Horses can't vomit. Next fact. Let's do a dive on this one next. Horses, do they also agree beavers are fish? They probably fucking do. Yes, horses are unable to vomit. This is due to their unique anatomical and physiological adaptations. Let's get into it. True? So you knew? That's weird. That's weird that horses can't vomit. Horses have a strong lower esophageal sphincter. What? That's why? It's because their sphincter they can't vom? A muscle that prevents food and stomach contents from flowing back into the esophagus. Additionally, their stomach is positioned at a steep angle, which further reduces the likelihood of vomiting. Furthermore, horses have a different digestive system than humans and other animals that can vomit. Their stomach is not designed to expel its contents, and their intestines are not equipped to handle large amounts of vomit. Therefore, horses are unable to vomit as a protective mechanism against poisoning or other digestive issues. If a horse is suspected of having a serious stomach problem, it is important to seek veterinary attention immediately. So you're telling me if this horse eats something, if a horse eats something that it shouldn't have, there's no way to make it vomit? It's just like, oh shit, you just ate something? Time to take out the knife and open you up, baby! Like, you have no choice. You have to perform surgery if it eats something it shouldn't? That's scary. Mexican jumping beans jump because the moth larva, which you didn't know, Mexican jumping beans are like little eggs for moths. So yes, Mexican jumping beans jump because the moth larva inside the bean is reacting to light and heat, essentially trying to move away from direct sunlight, which could be dangerous for its survival. This movement causes the bean to appear as if it's jumping. All right. Let's dive even deeper into this. Not actually beans. Well, no fucking duh. No one's looking at these little jumping beans and be like, scrumptious. Let's add that to my meal. No. Not actual beans, but the seed pods of a plant with a moth larva living inside. Okay. I thought they were... Okay. I might be stupid, but I thought those were like moth eggs. I thought they were moth eggs. I didn't know there were larvae inside of like seed pods. Their larva inside contracts its body when exposed to excessive heat from sunlight, causing the seed pod to twitch and move. The jumping behavior helps the larva find shade and avoid potentially lethal temperatures. You know, there was like some kind of scientist who just fucking gathered a bunch of these, and then just like put them right in the sunlight to see what happens. And like, they were all jumping around like, wow, they really hate that. So in South Korea, according to the traditional age counting system, a baby is considered 1 year old at birth. That's a dangerous thought. That's a dangerous thought right there. Because here's the thing. To us Americans, we would just be like, oh yeah, 18's the legal age, right? Americans, 18. But that's considering that we're not counting the current year we're in as the first year. Which means, that means in South Korea, they count the moment they're born as year one. Which means in American standards, that's 17, but to them, that's 18. Oh no. Oh no. No. I don't like having that knowledge. I don't like this one. In South Korea, according to the traditional age counting system, a baby is considered 1 year old at birth, meaning everyone gains a year on January 1st, regardless of their actual birth date. However, a new law... Okay. Whew. Whew. That scared me. That scared me. Okay. However, a new law recently been implemented to use the international standard of counting age from 0 at birth. Okay. So not anymore. They did at one point. It's not anymore. We can all breathe easier now. It's like how schools have the cutoff day. They used to, chat. They don't do that anymore. Oh, thank goodness. For real. For real. The New Year's Day increment. Every January 1st, a person's age increases by 1 year. What in the fuck? What in the fuck? What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? So you're saying that in South Korea, as soon as January 1st hits, that's National Birthday? Everyone just has a birthday on January 1st? They all advanced at the same time? It's like a fucking Dungeons and Dragons game, where like, you guys can't level up individually. You all have to level up at the same time. Is it the same thing? In South Korea, do they have birthdays at the same time on January 1st? Is that a thing? They want to make sure they all level up at the same time. You go to school and you're like, wow, everyone's got the same age as me. Everyone in my classroom has the same age. We must all have the same birthday. What's that? Yours is January 1st? So's mine. Yours is January 1st? So's mine. You? Yeah, you? Oh my god, we all have the same birthday. It's like the parents that have too many kids and they stopped caring at some point. Yeah. They're like, fuck, I can't keep up with all of you. I can't. Sorry. You all have the same birthday. It's too fucking bad. You have the same birthday. I gotta look this up. I can't let... Okay. Whew. We can breathe easy. That's not how that works. No, South Korea does not celebrate birthdays on the same day. Each person celebrates their birthday on their actual birth date, but their Korean age is calculated differently, adding a year to their age on January 1st. Making it appear as if everyone ages up on the same day. That's what I was just asking! I was just asking for that! You're telling me that's exactly how it is? You're telling me that's what's actually fucking happening? I was asking if they celebrate birthdays on the same day. Oh no, they celebrate on the day they were born. They just grow in age on the same day. That's called a birthday! That's what that's called! You're celebrating your birth, okay, but you're gaining the fucking age the same day as everyone else? That's fucking ludicrous! That's ridiculous! There's no way, chat. There's no way. It's like the logic again. If elephants can't jump because they don't need to. No, this is ridiculous, chat. So South Korea, South Korea, when you get older, you grow older on the same day. You can be born October, but you're not actually 17 until January 1st like everyone else. What the fuck is this? I gotta read more. I can't just leave it at this. Baby is considered 1 year old at birth. Okay, I'm not gonna freak out over that because we just learned that yes, they used to do that, where when you're born, that was considered your birthday of year 1, but they just added a law that changes that. Okay, that's not a thing anymore. We can skip that part. Every year on January 1st, a person's Korean age increases by 1 year regardless of their actual birthday. What does that mean? What? Yes, butterflies taste with their feet. They're toesy wosies. They're floor grippers. They have specialized taste receptors on their feet called, don't know how to say that word, chemoreceptors, which allow them to detect chemicals in their environment. This helps them identify edible plants suitable for laying eggs and avoid poisonous ones. Okay. So does that mean, like, when a butterfly lands on you and, like, it's moving its feet all over your hand, is that the butterfly tasting you? When it's, like, doing this to your hand, like, it's patting you down, is that them not trying to act cute? Why the fuck did I think butterflies were acting cute? Why did I think that? Why did I think butterflies were like, oh my goodness, stop, and they're just not some fucking fiendish beast tasting me? So it's called tulip mania. Yes, in 1634, during a period known as tulip mania, tulip bulbs were essentially treated as a form of currency in Holland. Is it Holland or Holland? I'm not sure. With their prices skyrocketing to the point where people traded them for significant goods, even houses, creating one of the first recorded speculative bulbs in history. So you're telling me that at some point in history in Holland, they had like tulip bulbs and they were trading that as currency where you could just buy a house? What was stopping someone from growing more tulips? What was stopping someone like growing a tulip and then snipping up the bulbs? And here you go. How much was that house? 10,000 tulip bulbs? Here you go. Oh my god. Alright, so certain rare tulip bulbs became so valuable that a single bulb could cost more than a house. What? What? Holland, what were you doing in 1634? Why were you obsessed with flowers? People began buying and selling tulip bulbs not just for their beauty, but with the expectation of selling them at an even higher price later. The bubble burst. No fucking way. You're telling me there was a bubble burst? Too many fucking people were growing tulips. The bubble burst in 1637 when the market suddenly flooded with sellers, causing prices to plummet drastically. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People were just like, we could just fucking grow these things. What's stopping us from flooding the market with them? I could imagine, like, another nation is traveling across and they stop at Holland and they're like, okay, so, how much is a room for the tavern? How much is the room? And they're like, oh yeah, 14 bulbs. Don't know what the fuck that is. Here's $15. Motherfucker, this is paper. I said bulbs. Where are the fucking flowers? Flowers? Where the fuck am I? What are you talking about? What do you mean flowers? Yeah, no, I said 16 bulbs. Tulip bulbs. If you don't have any tulips, I'm sorry, you can't stay at my tavern. You gotta go. You gotta leave. And like, but I have money. But I have money. The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. A, E, I, O, U. Oh, thank God they had the vowels. Is Y in there? Because sometimes that's a vowel. A, E, I, O, U, H, K, L, M, N, P, N, W. If there was ever a time someone was just like, hey, yeah, I believe you were drinking and driving. Could you please step on out and tell me the alphabet? And then someone from Hawaii is like, I got you. A, E, I, O, U, H, K, L, M, N, P. Yeah, you can stop. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. I'm sending you to the drunk tank. You couldn't tell me the alphabet. What are you talking about? That was the perfect alphabet in all 12 letters. You think there's only 12 letters in the alphabet, buddy? Turn around. I'm not even going to make you walk the line. Aphid are born pregnant. This phenomenon is known as parthenogenesis, a form of asexual reproduction. Okay. Female aphids produce unfertilized eggs and develop into female nymphs? Isn't that like a mythical creature? A nymph? Like aren't nymphs supposed to be like fairies or something? These nymphs are already pregnant when their own offspring, even before they are born. This cycle of parthenogenesis continues for several generations, allowing aphids to rapidly increase their population. I gotta hold on. What do they look like? That does not look like a fairy. That does not look like a fairy, chat. That looks like a fucking tick. That looks like a tick. Nymphs are minor female nature deities of Greek mythology that are often associated with water or fertile, growing things like trees. They're usually depicted as maidens and are generally considered to be personifications of nature. Okay, so I didn't know anything about nymphs. I thought I knew something about nymphs. I knew nothing about nymphs. Jack shit is what I knew. Let me see an image. Far from it, chat. They look nothing like fairies. They're just dead ass people with like little pointy ears. They might as well be elves, is what they might as well be. Elves. Any of a large class of inferior female divinities, the nymphs. What? In Greek mythology, any of a large class of inferior female divinities. I'm stupid. I read that as divinities. The nymphs were usually associated with fertile, growing things such as trees or the water. So nymphs were like low class elves. Is that what I'm getting from this? Nymphs were not immortal, but were extremely long lived and were generally kind to men. In Hinduism, celestial nymphs, also known as uh, Asaras, are supernatural female beings that are celebrated for their beauty, grace, music, and dance. So think of like women with pointy ears. That's what a nymph is. Um, so aphids, the bug that is born pregnant, were related to nymphs. They thought they were nymphs. And when you look at an actual, it's spelled aphid. Aphids, aphid. If you ever look up a picture of an aphid, looks fucking nothing like the picture of a nymph. No, motherfuckers look like ticks, is what they look like. Little blood sucking ticks. And so, like, you got a bunch of people out there in the middle of the woods, like, ooh, look at this thing, like picking it off a tree and showing it to you. It's just this ugly looking fucking tick. You're like, it's a nymph. No, it ain't. That's not a nymph. That's a tick. Get it off your finger. It's gonna burrow its head into your skin. Get it off of you. It's pregnant. Did you know that Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter, stopped a mugging? Or no, a burglar from breaking into someone's house. There was like a burglar and Daniel Radcliffe ran up and stopped him. And he was like cheered for that, for stopping a burglar. Let's look that up real quick. I feel like that's kind of important. Daniel Radcliffe helped a tourist who was mugged. Okay. So not a home intruder, which is what I thought was happening. Daniel Radcliffe helped a tourist who was mugged in London's Chelsea neighborhood. Radcliffe was out and about when he noticed a tourist struggling on the street with a gash on his face. Radcliffe came to the tourist's aid. Did he use Expelliarmus? No, he used Curcio. The Evening Standard reported that Radcliffe confirmed his identity to the tourist. So, Daniel Radcliffe saw a gash on the side of a tourist's head, and he like ran up and stopped the mugging. And he looked at the guy and goes, "Don't worry, I'm Daniel Radcliffe." "Don't worry, I got you. I'm Harry Potter." Like, he just... Radcliffe's spokeswoman confirmed that he was present, but did not comment further. "I'm the chosen one. Trust me. I stopped Voldemort. I could stop a mugging." Like, that's kind of cool. I do love that fact. When was this released? Radcliffe's spokeswoman confirmed the 27-year-old was present, but made no further comment about the incident. This was on BBC. According to the UK's Evening Standard, Daniel, 27. Daniel Radcliffe is 27? Nuh-uh. There's no fucking way he's younger than me. Hold on. I thought he was older than me. Daniel Radcliffe, age. That's what I thought. He's 35. Why did the news say he was 27? Were they saying the tourist was 27? He's 35. He's older than me. That's what I thought. Chat. That he was born 1989. I was born 91. Okay, here's something. He also said that Radcliffe confirmed his identity to him. So yeah, not only did his spokesperson mention, yeah, that was him, but the person he saved also identified him because he literally told him who he was. He was trying to calm him down. Like, don't worry, I'm your childhood hero. And he, like, stopped the mugging, which I think is the coolest thing. Like, could you imagine you're in London, someone pulls out a knife on you, it's like, "Give me your wallet, give me your things," and then Harry Potter runs up and stops the mugging, and then just looks at you, "Don't worry, I'm the chosen one." "Don't worry, I'm Harry Potter, just don't tell anyone." I love that Australia lost to emus. They fucking did? Is that a thing? Yes, Australia lost the Great Emu War. It was called the Great Emu War. No way. What are emus like a people? What are emus? Okay, hold on. I gotta look this up. Google emu. Tall birds? They fucking went to war with birds? Australian people went to war with a bunch of birds? No, that's not real. That can't be real. And then they lost against birds? No. No. The military campaign was intended to get rid of the emus that were destroying crops in Western Australia. After a week of fighting, the operation was declared a failure. The emus were considered the victors. So they went to war with animals, with birds, and then lost said war. That's like when Wile E. Coyote is after the Roadrunner, and it just fails every time. Oh my god, is that what that cartoon's based on? Wait, chat, is Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, is that based on this? Because if you think about it, the Roadrunner is more of like an emu than an actual Roadrunner. Government responded by providing farmers with ammunition, creating bounties for hunting emus, refusing requests for more military help. They refused it? I would think if you're losing a war, you'd accept more of it. 20,000 bullets killed 1,000 birds. Oh my god, that's so weird. Okay, there's more. There's way more to this. The bounty scheme had little effect on the emu population. So you're telling me that a bunch of like you could go into like a bar or something and there'd be like a wanted poster. Like, have you seen this bird? Have you seen this bird out in the wild? Kill it. The bounty scheme. Okay, the war highlighted the emu's important role in the country's ecosystem and cultural identity. The emus were able to avoid the soldiers by relocating. One strategy involved mounting a gun on a truck, but the truck was unable to keep up with the birds. The ride was also so rough that the gunner couldn't fire. The number of emus killed is uncertain, but estimated ranges from 50 to 500. The emus migrated to the Western Australian coast after breeding in drier inland areas. They moved based on where they could find food and water. They're just birds, man. They were just doing bird things, and they're like, we're going to war with these fucking birds, man. They're destroying our country, and the birds just kept migrating, and they're like, fucking elusive little shits. We don't know what to do.